Today at Deutsche Auto Parts, we're going to be going over the top 5 power mods for a MK7 GTI. Number 5, an intake. Oftentimes, intakes on vehicles from the factory tend to be restrictive to reduce sound coming from the engine. Upgrading your intake is a great way to add a little bit more power, give you a little more sound, and obviously get your engine breathing the best it possibly can. On the MK7 GTI, there's a variety of intakes available, widely ranging in price. We'll put a link to the ones we offer here. We generally recommend going with the closed systems because closed systems mount directly to the radiator support and feed air through the grill into there. That's going to give you the coolest, freshest air, which is obviously going to be optimum for performance. Number 4, an intercooler. So an intercooler is a great modification for any turbocharged vehicle. That obviously the MK7 is no exception. In regards to how intercoolers work and what the purpose of upgrading, I'll put a link to a video that we did about that here, where you can take a look and get a much more in-depth explanation about that. But essentially, an intercooler is going to give you a cooler air charge coming out of the turbo going into the engine. Cooler air is more dense, much like the intake, and that's why it gives you more power, which is what lands the intercooler at number 4 on our list. Number 3, the IS38 Turbo. So the IS38 Turbo is actually the turbo found on the MK7 Golf R or Audi S3. It is an upgrade over the MK7 GTI factory turbo. It is something that will get you close to about 400 horsepower with the supporting modifications for that. That is obviously an extremely awesome upgrade, and relative to the cost of previous generation turbo upgrades, it's less expensive, and obviously you get a much bigger bump in power for that turbo. The reason why for me it didn't land higher on the list is because the cost benefit with the power, along with the fact that this is not going to be the mod that everyone chooses. It is kind of more of an advanced stage of modding your vehicle, and not everyone's going to go down the route of turbo. So that lands the IS38 Turbo at number 3 on our list. Number 2, a downpipe. So the downpipe on the MK7 is a little bit different than previous generations because the MK7 actually gets a pretty significant exhaust note difference from the addition of a downpipe. That will vary, obviously, depending on downpipe you choose, but that was different because a lot of other generations you didn't get as much sound. It was more about power. With the MK7 you actually get both. You get the power and the sound, and coupled with the right software from the stage 1 or stage 1 plus software for Unitronic to stage 2 is around a 30 horsepower bump, which is obviously a significant gain and a great addition, which just lands the downpipe at number 2. Number 1, a software tune. So a software tune is historically has always been the best modification for every turbo VW and Audi model. The MK7 GTI is even more so because the power gains from just the software tune initially are so hugely significant, almost roughly 100 horsepower for just the stage 1 plus tune from Unitronic on a MK7 GTI. And so if you're not familiar, Unitronic actually has a really great thing called Uniconnect. It allows you to flash your vehicle from home, and that is a really great option if you either want to do it yourself, don't have a dealer local to us, or want the ability to flash your car back to stock before taking it in for service of any kind. I'll put a link to the details I have about that. I had a write-up just explaining all the information about how that works. You can take a look at that here. But no question, without a doubt, software tunes are always going to be your best bet. You should be aware of software tuning and how it affects your warranty. So it's something that we've covered a lot of. If you're not familiar, dig into that more. But without a doubt, software tuning, best bang for your buck, always going to get the best performance and can be a building block for all the other modifications we talked about along the way. Thank you for watching. If you have a different 5 or want to list your own 5, be sure to leave in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more like it.